Think about the best team that you've ever been a part of. The energy, that trust, the unstoppable momentum. Now imagine if your current team felt exactly like that. In this season, I'm going to show you exactly how to transform your workplace culture that will increase your performance to levels you didn't even think were possible. Are you ready to win together? Stick with us. Hey everyone, John here. 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 Welcome to the Leaders Leading Leaders podcast. Welcome everybody to the Leaders Leading Leaders podcast. I am your host, John Espinosa. Season 14 kickoff. Woo! I tell you what, this season is going to be full of team building topics, team building strategies. It is all going to be about how teams win together. In this episode, I'm going to talk about the 4 pillars of this season. But before I get into that, I want to welcome all the new members. Thank you for taking the time to join the Go Be Great community. Guess what? You've already taken the first step to your personal and professional leadership journey by listening to podcasts, by taking time out and investing in yourself so that we can create the best versions of ourselves and then go pour into others, because that is what team building is all about. We have to put that oxygen mask on ourselves before we go build great teams. One of the fundamental things that I coach and I mentor leaders around is team building. I've been a part of some great teams. I've built great teams. And one thing that is consistent throughout great teams are the 4 things that we are going to break down this season. So again, if you're not subscribed to the channel, do me a favor, go out there, click that subscribe button, give us a thumbs up, leave a comment. Let us know what you want to know about team building. In this season, we're going to have a special live event, more information to come on that. So again, make sure that you're following all the social medias and staying connected, because this season is all about each other, about how connection, relationship building is a key and fundamental aspect of winning together and building great teams. So let's get into the first pillar of this season, and it's everything around the foundation. If we build a strong foundation that's on firm ground, we can go as high and stack as many bricks on top of that foundation and continue to build and build and build. But if that foundation is on sandy soil, guess what'll happen? Eventually, the foundation will begin to crack, and those cracks will continue to get bigger and bigger. Pretty soon, you'll have to jump over the crack just to get from the kitchen to the living room. And nobody wants to jump that far, one. The second thing is, don't build your foundation on sandy soil. We're going to talk about how firm ground is essential for team building. One of the things that leaders must get, they must work on, and this is something that is probably the hardest thing to earn, and that's trust. Trust from others will take you probably the most time as a leader, and it will be the easiest thing to lose. But that foundation, think back to our foundation on the firm ground. If we build a foundation of trust on firm ground, teams will be able to go through the hardest challenges. They'll be able to get through those difficult conversations, the conflicts, the difference of opinions, whatever comes your way. As long as your foundation is built on trust, you're going to go places. And the team, they may leave. This season, we're not talking about forcing people to stay. We are talking about how to create a culture where people get better. They may grow out of the culture, but guess what? I consider this like a coaching tree. Think of a NFL coach or whatever your sporting event of choice is, maybe soccer or basketball. What does that coaching tree look like? What does your coaching tree look like as a leader? That's how you build winning teams. When you build a winning team, players, They're going to get traded. They're going to go elsewhere. But guess what? They're going to remember the foundation that you built, and they are going to perpetuate that when they're leading their own teams. Leaders leading leaders. There's no mystery why the podcast and what we do here in the Go Be Great community is all about helping others get into leadership roles, become leaders. Heck, I tell you what, some people walk around and they don't realize the impact and the influence they have. So again, building that strong foundation is going to be a key essential topic that we talk about this season. I want to take a quick break from our discussion today to mention a couple things. First of all, thank you for listening. Only 50% of our listeners are subscribed to our channel. Do me a favor, click on that subscribe button. It's going to allow our channel to continue to grow and give you updates whenever we get new episodes published. The second thing is our coaching program. People who want to work with me are looking to make a lasting change, level up, or get unstuck. I gave up on my dreams. I was a young parent, had to make a couple career changes. I went through some financial hardships. I had to learn how to flip my mindset and stay consistent. Our coaching programs are individualized one-on-one sessions where I will teach you a proven system and guarantee that you can reinvent yourself over and over again. If that sounds like something that interests you, head on over to thejohnespinosa.com and sign up to get more information. Now back to the show. The second pillar that we're going to talk about is collaboration. So when we talk about collaboration, and here it goes back again to communication. So there's going to be a pillar, and then inside that pillar, there's going to be a foundational key concept, key competency that we're going to give you actionable steps to increase, so that way your collaboration will increase. If you increase your communication capabilities as a leader, you will be able to collaborate along in external areas, internal to the team. You're going to be able to hold meetings. You're going to be able to get through conflict. You're going to be able to address situations as they come up, not just push things under the rug. I've been a part of too many organizations that push things under a rug or ignore the conflict that's going on, and it continues to fester. It continues to build. Something may start small, and before you know it, now you got a bigger problem on your hand. Now you have a culture problem. And again, we're in it to create winning cultures. As leaders, we want to make sure we set that foundation and then collaborate across the team within and outside of the team. And that starts with communication. So we'll talk about key aspects, attributes, knowledge, and skills that you're going to need in order to communicate better and collaborate better. The third one we're going to talk about is creating this culture of ownership. And the key principle here is accountability. Anytime we hold ourselves accountable, what happens? We raise the expectation for others. They will do as you do, not as you say. So when we create this culture of ownership, people will support what they can create. Brendan Burchard says this the best. It is all about creating that culture of ownership, and it starts with accountability. What does accountability look like? We are going to get into specific strategies that you can put into action to make sure that you're holding yourself accountable and your team accountable. And this doesn't have to be in a command and control way. You can be collaborative, you can be supportive, and you can still have respect from your team without that feeling of being a dictator. So again, holding yourself accountable, making sure you're holding the team accountable, you're closing that delta from what the current behavior is to what the expected behavior is, all of those things, key aspects to that pillar. And then the last one that we will cover in this season is keeping the team inspired. I know we've all been a part of a team that it just feels like there's something off, and that starts with the leader. The leader brings the energy. They bring the motivation. They bring everything to the table that is going to keep the team inspired. And guess what? Motivation is going to come and go. So what's left? Standards. We have to hold ourselves to standards of bringing our 100% every single day. That one day that you're off, people are going to notice. I had an individual stop by the office today, and I just thanked him for the hard work that they were doing. And they walked by and they came back and they said, I want to thank you. I want to thank you for the energy that you bring every day. I don't know how you do it. It bothers me, but you still bring it. And he said, keep bringing it. And that was the best compliment that I had gotten today. And it just shows you that people are watching. People are watching you. Whether you think they are, how you show up, how you act, how you behave during the most critical of times, the most challenging of times, people are watching and they will emulate that behavior. You are modeling, you are leading the way, and that is very important when we talk about keeping the team inspired. You don't want to get too low and you don't want to get too high. Leaders, we probably need to operate in that area between low and high, and it's going to be different for different people. Some people, man, they're very energetic. You look at a Tony Robbins jumping up and down on stage for 3-4 days in a row, right? That is probably the extreme when I talk about high. And then you talk about low, we've all been there. I'm sure you have felt or been a part of an organization where nobody wanted to be there. Everything seemed like you were pushing a boulder uphill. You walked into the office and immediately, no matter what kind of mood you were in before you got to the office, it just went down. Your energy level went down. Your motivation went down. You didn't have any purpose. You didn't see yourself part of the vision, maybe. Whatever that looks like for you, we are going to talk about how bringing the motivation and engagement to the workplace is going to help you create that winning team that everybody wants to be a part of, because you're always recruiting. Others are looking into your team. They look and they see how each other react. Are you having a good time, but still getting the work done? Are you all staying positive despite the challenges? They're watching, I promise you. So we're going to talk a lot about how keeping the team inspired through your motivation and engagement as a leader. If there's one thing that I can promise you is at the end of this season, whether you have a team of 1 or a team of 20 or 300 and you're running a business, that team is going to notice a difference in the way you have showed up, in the way that you are leading them. I can promise you that. Make sure, again, that you're subscribed to the channel. You are not going to want to miss season 14. It is going to be packed full of information that you can put to action and implement tomorrow. I believe in you that you can bring the energy, the accountability, and the communication every single day to inspire your team, to keep them on track, and to hold them accountable to the expectations, no matter how high. You ready to win together? I am. Go be great. Talk to everyone later. Bye-bye. If you like what you're hearing, do us a favor. Click on that subscribe button. Give us a thumbs up or leave a comment. That lets us know that what we are putting out benefits you. If you want additional information or resources or learn how to work with me, head on over to thejohnespinosa.com, because when we become better versions of ourselves, it helps us get others to where they're going. Go be great. Talk to everyone later.